The Epistle to the Hebrews, Part 37, The Promises of God's New Covenant. Introduction. 1. Up to this point, the focus of the Epistle to the Hebrews has been on Christ. A. His superiority to prophets, angels, and Moses. B. The superiority of his priesthood to the Levitical priesthood. 2. With the transition in Hebrews 8, 1 through 6, the focus shifts to the New Covenant. A new covenant in which Jesus has already been described as 1. The surety, guarantor, Hebrews 7:22. 2. The mediator, one who intervenes, Hebrews 8:6. In both passages, this covenant was described as a better covenant. 3. Better than what? Better in what way? In Hebrews 8, we learn the answer. A. Better than the first covenant, Hebrews 8:7. B. Better because of the promises contained in it, Hebrews 8:6. In this study, the promises of God's new covenant, we shall examine our text, Hebrews 8:7 through 13, to ascertain how the new covenant is better, especially with regards to its promises. 1. God's promise of a new covenant. A. The first covenant was not faultless. 1. Otherwise, there would have been no need for a second covenant. 2. We have already seen concerning the first covenant that A. The Levitical priesthood could not bring perfection, Hebrews 7:11. B. The law made nothing perfect and was therefore annulled due to its weakness and unprofitableness, Hebrews 7:18 and 19. 3. This inadequacy has special reference to the sacrifices of the first covenant. A. They could not make those who approach perfect, Hebrews 10:1 through 3. B. The blood of animals offered by the priest could not take away sins, Hebrews 10:4 and 11. B. The people of the first covenant were also at fault. 1. God found fault because they did not continue in his covenant, Jeremiah 11:7 through 10. 2. For this reason he disregarded them, allowing them to be taken away by their enemies, Jeremiah 11:11 through 14. Even so, he did not leave them without some hope, for through the prophet Jeremiah he made a promise. C. God promised a new covenant. 1. Promised in Jeremiah 31:31 through 34. 2. In which God would make a new covenant with Israel and Judea. 3. A covenant different than any one made at Mount Sinai. How? We shall see in a moment. D. The new covenant has made the first obsolete. 1. By even calling the promised covenant new, God made the first covenant obsolete. A. The old covenant actually continued on for about 500 years after Jeremiah. B. But with the promise of a new covenant, attention would be taken away from the old covenant and directed toward the new one that was coming. 2. Its obsolescence was especially seen in the days of the Hebrew writer. A. It was becoming obsolete and growing old. 1. The death of Jesus rendered the sacrifices of the first covenant unnecessary. 2. Before long, the temple itself would be destroyed, and along with it, the last vestiges of the Levitical priesthood. B. Truly, it was ready to vanish away. So God promised a new covenant to replace the old covenant, and Jesus is the mediator of this covenant, which is a better covenant. Better in what way? Better because it was established on better promises. Here ends Part 37 of the Epistle to the Hebrews, the promises of God's new covenant.